Okay, this video is going to be the second half of the air resistance lesson, and this is going to be looking at how we can do a little experiment at home, hopefully, to try and see how the shape of an object affects how it falls. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one piece of paper and we're going to drop it and see how fast it falls. So our independent variable, the thing that changes, is going to be if it is flat or if it is screwed up. Okay, so we're going to change how the area of the paper and the shape of the paper and see which one falls fastest. So our dependent variable that we're going to measure is going to be how long it takes to fall. So to do this, quite simply, we're going to take a piece of paper and we're going to drop it. And as you drop it, it's going to fall. Okay, and you are going to time how long it takes to fall from your hand to the floor. And to do this, to keep it fair and for your control variable, you're going to keep your hand held straight out in front of you. Okay, so you're going to stand there like this. Okay, and you have your hand straight out in front of you, and you're going to drop the paper and time how long it takes to fall. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to write your time in the table here. So I'm going to put a time in there that I've done. Okay, so when I did this, it took 1.8 seconds for the flat paper to fall to the ground. You're then going to do it again, this time with the screwed up paper. Okay, you're going to drop it from the same height. It's going to be the same piece of paper, so it's going to have the same mass, and you're going to drop that as well. Okay, and you're going to see how long that takes to fall. Now again, when I did this, just to give you an example, that took the ball took 1.2 seconds to fall. So you're going to need some sort of stopwatch to do this. Now most phones will have a stopwatch on them. Most computers and laptops and stuff, if you've got the internet on your computer or laptop or whatever you're using, if you just Google stopwatch, it should come up with a stopwatch that you can use. And again, you just need to start it as soon as you drop it and stop it as soon as it hits the floor. From that, I want you to think about which one fell fastest and why. Now, if you haven't got your own times, you feel free to just use mine. So you need to draw this table in your books and fill it in with the numbers. So I suggest you pause the video now and do that, and then we'll come back and do the conclusion in a second. Okay, so now we should be ready. You should have done your experiment, got your results, and you should now be able to write your conclusion. So I want you to describe what you found. So you want to say something like, I found that the paper fell fastest when it was either flat or in a ball. You want to back this up with some evidence from your results. Say, I can see this because, and then tell me what your results were. And if you can, try and explain what happened. So using what we talked about at the start of the lesson, about being streamlined and the shape of things having an effect on how they fall, and things like air resistance, why did that happen? Okay, and then a bit of an extension, which is going to come on to the task we've done next. What sort of shape would you want the front of the car to be like, and why? Okay, so pause the video again, and then complete your conclusion. And when you're ready, we're going to go on to our final task of today. So the conclusion should be written, and you want to send that to me when you are done. And if we move on from that, we'll have a look at this final task. So the final task today, and this should take till the end of the lesson, is that the head of a major car company has asked you to design a sports car, and they want it to be as aerodynamic as possible. So it is really good at cutting through the air, and that'll mean it uses less fuel, and it'll mean it's faster. And what you need to do is you need to draw your car in whatever shape you think is best, and you need to describe why it is the shape that it is, how are you going to make it streamlined, and how are you going to reduce the force of air resistance. So you need to draw your car. So if I was doing mine, I might do something that is maybe like a teardrop shape because they're really streamlined. Think about those cyclists that we were looking at earlier with their helmets that they had on. So I might draw a car like this, okay? And around it I might say it's so that'll be in the front window there. I might say, right, it's pointed at the front. And I might describe how that's going to cut through the air. I might show that I've got this teardrop shape at the back, and that's going to reduce air resistance and make it more streamlined. But you can design your car to look whatever you like. Do not just think you've got to copy my shape. You draw yours however you think is best. So I want to draw the car, and I want lots of descriptions around it, explaining why you've designed it like you have, and how you think the shape is going to help. So once you've done that, again, you need to try and send that through to me if you can, or make sure it's in your book so I can see it when we get back to school. And then that'll be the end of the lesson for you today.